choice here is brilliant from the great Bob Stew. And, it's funny. I watched that entire game last night because I just wanted to see a show. You go to a concert, when you go to Broadway, you don't leave early, okay? I wasn't leaving that game early. It was over right in the beginning stages. We gave you the range early in that game where, you could make the case the turning point for Gonzaga last night for Mark Few's team was the opening tip. They were just bludgeoning a great, well-coached, star-laden, defensive-minded USC team. It was 11-4. It was 23-8. Drew Timme was unbelievable. Suggs and Kispert were incredible. But I love watching them play. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Their ball movement without the ball. They're unselfish. The ball never sticks to a player's hand. It's like, find the open man, get it to the next guy. It is something special. This is an all-time great team. This is a special squad, and Mark Few's a big part of that. What he has done in Spokane, Washington, he's built a powerhouse, small conference. I don't know if you've ever been to Spokane. We, of course, as you know, hosted Shine on Sports from Seahawks training camp a lifetime ago. We did a show in Spokane, Washington, and the sun doesn't come out. It's not a place, if you're a top recruit, you might want to call home unless there's a big-time basketball program that Mark Few created. That's why he gets these caliber of players and gets Suggs, who is Mr. Basketball in Minnesota. It's incredible to watch, and I am obsessed. I love it. I think it's great, and this team deserves to be celebrated as an all-timer. Absolutely all-time terrific basketball team. I can't wait to see the results and get the results of the poll question today. Will Gonzaga go undefeated? Because this better be close to 100-0 in terms of yes versus no. This is amazing. I watched the whole postgame too. Listening to Suggs talk to the press and listening to Feud talk to the press. Suggs after the game, what do you want to accomplish? Just want to get 1% better every day. What's not to love here with this basketball team? Chad in California, our good friend. Next, Chad on Sports.
Shine, what's going on?
My guy, Chad. Bring it.
Oh, man, we're right here on the eve of opening day, Shine. I know you're pumped up. I'm pumped up. Baseball, we're about to get the stadiums back open. I can't wait to see a game, the fresh-cut grass. We love the game, Shine. And talking about the MVPs and the Cy Youngs, I'm fired up, man. I had to call in and make a couple predictions, Shine. The American League, it's crazy looking at the odds of the American League and the National League. The American League, it's Trout's race. We all know that. It's kind of a LeBron effect.
Yep.
If you want some value, I guess you can look at Rendon. But if the Angels are going to be good, Trout's going to win it, not Rendon. So
I don't know how a guy like Rendon has a chance of being the MVP. Seriously,
and
I can't. He's a great player, but assuming Trout's Trout, how could Rendon even be a candidate for MVP?
Exactly. So his odds go from a plus, 12 to 2,000 to a plus a million because it's pretty much impossible. It's Trout's award if the Angels are relevant. I do like DJ if he can keep up this. If the Yankees are going to have a good year, DJ he kind of fills the stat sheets, give you some runs, some hits. The average is always great. The RBIs will be there. So I like that. But I think Trout's award in the AL, the NL MVP, I'm loving Corey Seager. I think he's the second best player on the Dodgers, Shine. And in that lineup, a healthy Seager, if he can continue that momentum, we know what type of player he is. It's just the injury bug. So I love him. I think a second running there would be Lindor in the New York spotlight with the contract situation to kind of go off. But I like Seager there.
By the way, I'll give you, and I said Juan Soto, I'll give you two guys with much longer odds, Christian Yelich and Bryce Harper. I think Yelich is going to bounce back brilliantly. He's under that umbrella. Yelich, Baez, Bellinger, Pete Alonso. Their struggles last year don't mean anything to me. Shortened season, didn't get 162 games. I think Yelich is going to have a monster year, and I think Milwaukee is going to be the second best team in that division. I think Bryce Harper is going to have a monster season for the Philadelphia Phillies.
And that's funny because when I bet Seager a little harder, but I took a flyer on Lindor. It was Lindor and Harper were my final two, and I kind of just flipped the coin and thought the contract would play into it, kind of a guy, motivate him a little bit. And then real quick on the Cy Youngs, I mean, the AL Cy Young, I love the Biebs, but I don't know if Cleveland's going to be that good of a team. I think Barrios has a chance. I think the Twins are a really good team. I think Barrios and Glasnow are two good players to go with there.
Glasnow would have been my number two, but is my number two behind Cole. Cole's my one. Okay. Glasnow's number two.
So I'm obviously just kind of going a little value there, trying to get a little, bit for my money. And then on the NL, I took a flyer shine, and this dude spins it, and he has some nasty stuff, and I think the Braves are going to be great. Obviously, DeGrom's the best pitcher in baseball, but I took a flyer on Charlie Morton.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to win a lot of games this year. I'll give you a couple of first of all, DeGrom's the pick, right? And I think my number two, if I was making a list, would be Walker Buehler. He would be number two on my list for Cy Young. But I think Aaron Nola is going to have a great year. I think Patrick Corbin, if you're looking for a deep sleeper, is going to have a great year. I think Blake Snell with the Padres is going to have a great year. I think Brandon Woodruff, again, I think the Brewers are going to be solid. I think he's going to have a really good season.
And that was another one. It was Woodruff or Morton. And I just looked at it, if the Braves, I love the Braves staff. I think Morton's going to be the leader there. We know he can spin it. He has the nasty off-speed stuff. He has the nasty curveball. I just think the Braves, they're going to win some games, so he's going to get the wins. If he can keep that ERA down and get the high strikeout rate, I think he has a chance. But, I mean, the NL Cy Young is kind of, like the AL MVP. It's Trout and DeGrom's award, and someone else has to pretty much get out of their mind to get it. But overall, I mean, just talking about this gives me chills. Baseball is back. I'm so excited. I'm going to check Petco out this year. Obviously, got to go to a Dodger game and tell Mookie I miss him. So I can't wait, Shine.
Chad, I'm with you. And opening day, I feel the same way about baseball. It'll be a holiday tomorrow. And, tomorrow, it's a tradition for 16 years on Shine On Sports. We will lock in our playoff teams. We will be all over the Dodgers, all over the Yankees, all over the White Sox, our favorite storylines. I'm still in disbelief there's no designated hitter in the National League this year, but we will certainly, we've got a big guest coming on the show tomorrow, one of the best players in baseball. Bob doesn't like me promoting it. Doesn't want me promoting it. He always says, Bob, what's your famous line when it comes to guest booking? Why you don't want me to promote the big-name guest for tomorrow?
Well, there's no guarantees in life for guest booking, Adam. you can't just promote things. That's I always take it back to Eric Spitz, who said, I say there's no guarantees in life in guest booking until you get the guy in the line. Spitz says until the interview's over, there's no guarantees. So, yeah, once the interview's over tomorrow, then I'll breathe easy.
Tony in Dallas, our good friend. Next, Shine On Sports.
Hey, Adam. Hey, what is the number that Vegas is allowing for a full season to be considered as far as totals betting? Is it 151 or 154?
Meaning what? Because of cancellation?
Meaning that if games get canceled, you have to have, because of COVID, you have to have at least 100, I believe it's at least 152 games in order for your bet to be valid. So, for example, if you pick, you pick the Indians at over 82, but they only played 149 games, the bet is not valid. That's my point.
I will, sir. I don't have that answer off the top of my head,
okay.
Tone. I could feel your angst as you get ready to make your wagers before the start of the season.
Yeah, I knew there was a number, and I think that Torrey or Patrick Maher gave that number a couple of weeks ago, and I just don't remember.
I know it's in the 150s. Actually, Bob's telling me DraftKings says 160. Okay.
160.
According to DraftKings, which for the record, that's where I got my over-unders. I had read 154, but I don't want to give that without, getting something concretely.
Right.
Bob says DraftKings says 160.
Oh, that's a great number. Okay, that's a good number.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna focus on the bottom of the barrel here on some of these teams. I like.
FanDuel has
your
159 plus. FanDuel
So
159 plus.
Okay, so it really just depends on who you use.
Yeah,
okay,
Bob's
there are two
telling me
teams.
it varies based upon the book. So, obviously Patty's got all his Vegas connections. Tori's making doing his best bet. So it all depends. They might have even said different things depending upon where they got their information. I had read 154 somewhere, and as Bob says, it varies based upon the sports book.
There is one team here towards the bottom that I really like the over. They've been crushing the ball in spring training, and they have a head coach. They have a manager that has a lot to prove, has a big chip on his shoulder. I think they will play hard for him. I don't think they will win many games, but I think that they're going to surprise some people and how many they are going to win, and that's Detroit over 68.
I could see that.
Okay.
I think, and Detroit first of all, A.J. Hinch is a superb skipper. Okay.
Superb.
Yeah. Let's make sure we use that word. Now, we know what happened with the, cheating scandal, and they are fraudulent, no doubt about it, and what transpired. My only concern is I think they're clearly in that division the fourth or fifth best team. The Royals are similar in that they both have good young talent, and the Royals over-under is 74.5. So,
73, right, 74.5, right.
The Tigers, first of all, let me answer it. I like that as an over. I would never touch it. I wouldn't touch it because they are clearly the worst team in the division. But I like the bold nature. Tony wanted to be all buttoned up. Wanted to make sure that when he puts in a couple of bucks on the Detroit Tigers, that he gets paid appropriately. Tony, I love the dedication to the cause. Chad in San Antonio, our good friend. Next, Shot on Sports.
Shine, everybody. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be, a Michigan Wolverine. Shine. Hey, shout out to Mike and Yossi. Shout out to his team, UCLA. They played a great game. They beat my Michigan Wolverines.
I'm surprised how energized you are today.
This is why, Adam. This is why, sir. And, man, your monologue was great. You opened up the show great. Dude, Adam, you make my day every day. You and Bob got the greatest thing running. But
I appreciate
what I will
that.
tell you, dude, for real, man, you make my doggone day. Even on a day like this where you think I call all sobby-eyed, teary-eyed. No. We got Juwan Howard, who now knows how to navigate through a tournament, which is no easy task. He makes it to his Elite Eight in his first tournament. With his star player injured, he goes deep on the bench to do it. Next year, we got 2 5-star recruits coming in. Why on earth, Adam, would I lay down and get into the baby, the fetal position and stick my thumb in my mouth? No way. This team is going to fight. Juwan Howard's going to fight. He's going to get the right kids for this program moving forward, and we're going to win the national championship. Me and you will talk about Juwan Howard leading the Michigan Wolverines to a national championship. Adam, it's going to happen.
Chad, I love this call. I do. You were certainly bummed out, as you said last night. You tip your cap to UCLA. Listen, there are so many positives here for Michigan. You have a fabulous coach. You have a sensational crop in terms of talent. You have unbelievable recruits coming in. If I'm a top-flight recruit, I want to play for Juwan Howard. I want to play for Michigan. Chad, I'm impressed by your demeanor. I'm impressed by your word choice. As you said, sad last night, but, look, I think there's something to be said for without Livers, you weren't winning the championship, and, in a lot of ways, this is the Gonzaga Invitational, so maybe that helps you sleep better at night. But you're 100% right, Chad, and appreciate the nice words and the telephone call as always. This Michigan team last night was brutal. Obviously, they are very much with Juwan Howard and company headed in the right direction. More of your outstanding telephone calls. Plus, we're going to get the responses to the Shinebox question.